Hi, I'm Amy.
Hi, I'm Ranj.
And today we are asking, will I get sectioned if I visit a doctor? Something that a lot of people are worried about is what will happen when they go to talk to a doctor about mental health. It's worrying enough when you've got, or you think you've got, some kind of anxiety or depression or something like that. Is mental health quite a common problem?
I think a lot of people will be surprised at how many people are affected by mental health issues. Around 1 in 4 people will be affected in some sort of way in their lifetime. So you probably know someone that's been affected if you haven't been affected yourself. The reason I think people struggle to speak about how they're feeling, firstly, they might be worried what other people are going to think about them. And secondly, people don't necessarily understand what mental health issues are. They could be anything from temporary anxiety around a specific situation like an exam, right through to full-blown mental health problems. It's a massive spectrum.
I think it's really important to try and get past the stigma or the shame you might feel, because the fact is only a qualified doctor can diagnose a mental health problem.
Lots of people say, oh, I'm feeling depressed today, or, oh, I've got anxiety. And you know what? A lot of people do. They do. But to actually have a diagnosis of it needs a medical professional. What we'll do is we'll sit down and we'll ask you lots and lots of questions, first of all, about how you're feeling, to try and explore some of that. We'll ask you about your medical history to see if that's got any impact. Some of the questions we'll ask are quite personal.
And would it be okay if someone kind of got upset when you're asking these questions? Yeah. It's not wrong to cry or anything in front of a doctor.
It's not unusual, actually, because actually some of that personal stuff is really hard to talk about. It's all confidential, first of all, so I think we need to just remember that the whole time, no matter what you say to your doctor, it's confidential, it's between you guys. After we've kind of worked out what might be the issue, we can then decide on what you need. Treatment that we recommend isn't always tablets. It's not. It might be that I send you in the direction of a service and say, right, go and chat to those guys. It might be, I'm going to start you on this medicine and I want to see you again to see how things are going, because we might need to change it or we might need to stop it and think of something else. I might then need to refer you to a specialist for further treatment because you need that. Or in very, very rare circumstances, if things are really bad, we might have to put in emergency measures. And one emergency measure is a section.
So something you touched on there was confidentiality, and I know that's really important to the Childline audience, you know, the fact that we keep everything confidential, but we do have to break it in specific circumstances. Is there something similar with a doctor, would you say?
There are times when we have to break confidentiality. It could be because you're in danger. Either in danger to yourself or a danger to somebody else because you're unwell.
So if someone came and they were feeling depressed and anxious and you kind of recommended, say, counselling or something, you wouldn't necessarily have to tell their parents what was going on. It would be just between...
Unless I thought I was worried about you and I thought that you were at risk, I wouldn't tell anybody else. It would be, I would obviously have to tell the counsellor because I'm referring you to them and they need to know about you. If we do want to tell anybody else, also we should tell you. How would you feel about me talking to your parents? Do you want me to talk to them for you? Sometimes people find that useful actually when we talk to them rather than they having to go and talk to them themselves. I don't think people should be afraid of going to see their doctor because they're worried about confidentiality. And actually, if you want to clarify it, say at the beginning, just say, I'd like what you and I are going to talk about to be confidential, if that's okay. If you're worried about the way that you're feeling, or you think things are getting out of control, or you just need to talk to someone, then please, please go and speak to somebody. It takes a hell of a lot of courage and a lot of strength to do that, but talking really is the first step. And that could either be talking to a friend, a trusted member of your family, it could be someone at school or college, it could be calling a helpline like Childline, or it could be going to see your doctor.
Thank you so much. I think that's really useful. If you need any more information on mental health or going to a doctor, there's lots of information on the Childline website, links below. We've seen that there's nothing to be scared of about going to the doctor if you're worried about your mental health. But if you had a friend who was too scared to go, what would you do to support and empower them? Just let us know in the comments below. Thank you very much again, and we'll see you again. Bye.